individuals who are protesting for 3 days, 3 straight days. Viewers, for 3 straight days, the opposition parties have stalled proceedings, causing massive loss to the exchequer. You know the figures, I don't have to constantly repeat them. In fact, this has become a rite of passage. You are not counted as an opposition leader in parliament anymore if you don't stand outside there for some vacuous reason, for some frivolous reason, for some trivial reason. Why? Why are they standing there, viewers? The entire India bloc? Because they claim that a legitimate, constitutionally sanctioned exercise by the Election Commission to clean up Bihar's electoral rolls is somehow a sinister plot to fix the upcoming assembly election. But here's the truth. The Election Commission's special intensive revision in Bihar, or the SIR, has flagged over 53 lakh voters who simply don't exist at their registered addresses. That's right, 53 lakh fake or unverifiable voters. Shouldn't this be a national concern? Imagine, viewers, Rohingyas of every stripe, all sorts of other unaccounted people, fake votes being put in various places where the margin of victory in state assembly polls can be as low as, viewers, and you know this from another election in the past, 1 vote or 2 or 2,000. 53 lakh voters dispersed across, viewers, these constituencies in Bihar, almost 200 of them. Do the math. Just do the math, viewers, and in some there will be more and in others there will be less. But here is what the Election Commission is finding. 18.66 lakh voters have been confirmed as deceased. They're dead, but their names are still there, viewers. So who casts the vote in their name? 26 lakh voters, the EC says, have been moved to different constituencies. They're not even there in that one. 7.5 lakh voters are registered in multiple locations. How does that happen? And isn't this a clear indication that there is something that doesn't meet the eye? 11,484 couldn't be located at their registered addresses. 52.30 lakh voter names deleted as a result of this SIR that is being conducted. 2.42% of the total electorate has been identified as deceased. 3.39% of total electorate permanently shifted. Just under 1% of the total electorate found with duplicate records. All of this, viewers, as of July 23rd, 2025. So this is as immediate as it can get. Instead, the opposition is crying disenfranchisement and death of democracy, while actually derailing democracy inside parliament. Their allegation that the EC is in bed with the ruling BJP. Rahul Gandhi, leader of the opposition, says there has been vote theft in Karnataka during the Lok Sabha elections. We have all the evidence and data. A massive theft has been uncovered in Karnataka, caught clearly in black and white. This pertains to the Lok Sabha elections. They provide paper-based voter lists. We focused on one seat, digitized the process, and found out exactly how the voting happens and who is voting. Now, they're doing this in Bihar. We are talking about election theft across India. Unquote. We'll listen to it.
महाराष्ट्र में इन्होंने चीटिंग की. हमने सवाल पूछे इलेक्शन कमीशन से, वोटर लिस्ट दिखाइए. इन्होंने वोटर लिस्ट नहीं दिखाई. हमने कहा कि वीडियोग्राफी दिखा दीजिए. वीडियोग्राफी का कानून बदल दिया. कर्नाटक में हमने भयंकर चोरी पकड़ी है. मैं ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में आपको दिखाऊंगा, इलेक्शन कमीशन को दिखाऊंगा. और अब इन्होंने क्या किया है कि अब हम बिहार का पूरा सिस्टम नए तरीके से करेंगे. वोटर डिलीट करेंगे और नए तरीके से वोटर लिस्ट लाएंगे. हिंदुस्तान में इलेक्शन चोरी किए जा रहे हैं.
But here's a fact check, viewers, and it shows there's no evidence, none, to back these claims up. Here's what we mean, and I always bring you the hard facts so you can get closer to the truth, viewers. Article 324 denotes EC as the plenary authority to direct aspects of polls and electoral rolls. So, viewers, there's no ambiguity that the EC is within its rights under Article 326 to scrutinize voter eligibility, including citizenship. Including, viewers, citizenship. Pay attention to what I'm saying, because what has the opposition been saying, and I debated it a couple of weeks back when no other channel was willing to touch this subject. And the opposition said this is a backdoor NRC. Viewers, well, the constitution that they want to uphold makes it very clear that the EC has the right to check for voter eligibility, including citizenship. After all, viewers, can non-citizens of this country be electing representatives? You may as well give Pakistanis the vote, you may as well give Bangladeshis the vote, you may as well get Nepalese the vote, and then have fun. Viewers, here's another hard fact. The margin of time reserved for cleanup exercise is consistent with past precedents. In July 2024, EC initiated a special summary revision in Haryana, Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Jammu and Kashmir with the BLOs from parties going from home to home. So all the political parties went from home to home. The pre-assembly poll 2024 cleanup exercise did not influence the outcome exclusively in BJP's favor. You know this, viewers. The BJP could only win 2 of those states out of 4 where the cleanup took place. Even the great Karnataka that Rahul Gandhi is referring to during the Lok Sabha, viewers, the BJP suffered losses there. Here's another hard fact. 13 full intensive electoral roll revisions between 1952 and 2004. At that time, viewers, in many of these elections, the election commission was picked, the election commissioner was picked by the government in power without even the naysay of the LOP. Till now, we've never heard of any such rigging on the back of a cleanup of an electoral roll, viewers. 1.5 lakh BLAs, booth-level agents of political parties and district presidents of 12 political parties are assisting the election commission in this Bihar cleanup, and without complaint. But viewers, the top leadership of the party sitting in Delhi has a massive problem. Here's another hard fact, viewers. Public will get 1 month till September 1st to file objections. So if you're left out, you have the time. A whole month, maybe even more, to argue your case. Hard fact 8, 97% of all Bihar's electors have been covered already under the SIR. So what is there to complain about? Viewers, demography is destiny. And safeguarding its integrity is not an act of politics. It's an act of national duty. And so we ask tonight, does the opposition have a vested interest in defending bogus or dud voters? And let me tell you, viewers, in Bengal, the TMC was relying, till they were caught out in at least 3 instances, on Bangladeshi voters. Many of these Bangladeshi citizens were part of their political party. So maybe there's a vested interest here in defending these 53 lakh bogus voters, viewers. If democracy is destiny, then shouldn't its sanctity be protected using every means? Does the opposition want India to become a dharmshala for fake voters to change India's demographic DNA? Is that what is this all about? And we're already seeing that demographic assault, viewers, on India's territorial integrity. Whole districts where the population from one particular community was the majority has become minority, viewers. How come 1.5 BLAs, 1.5 lakh BLAs of political parties assisting the EC haven't accused the poll panel, but the top bosses are? If EC was fixing, how did BJP lose 2 out of 4 states where an SSR was conducted in 2024? And SSR might be over a smaller area, might be more targeted, but it is just as intensive, viewers. Isn't it true that voter lists were provided to all political parties in Maharashtra, but party polling agents did not raise any complaints. Now it's all post facto when you lost an election. Viewers, there's even an explosive statement from Tejasvi Yadav on the Bihar elections. He said, and I quote, "When the elections are not being conducted honestly, then why are they conducting elections at all?" We will discuss the boycott of the elections that the public wants and what the other parties want. Viewers, there is a state where at one time elections were boycotted, and that was Jammu and Kashmir. Even in that state, viewers, the most cynical state, record number of people came out to vote, viewers, after an SSR was conducted by the Election Commission, after the abrogation of Article 370. Even in that state. But here, viewers, in the heartland of this country, there are people who are speaking the language of separatists. Can you believe it? Without facts. I want to open this up, viewers, because we'll play out that Tejasvi Yadav bite in just a few moments. You're not going to miss out much, even if I do play it out in full. I'll bring that in just a few moments. But let's open this up, because I want to go straight across to Jayant Jigyasu of the RJD, the national spokesperson of the RJD, a very informed national spokesperson who comes very prepared. And I've seen him argue the party's case in other fora. So I'm sure that he will give it to me tonight with hard facts, because I'm ready. So, Mr. Jigyasu Sahab, I have to ask you this question, and I'm going to ask it to you completely point blank. Do you have a vested interest in defending bogus or dud voters, sir? Are you like the TMC that relied on some of these bogus and dud voters? I'm not saying it, the courts have said it, to try and win elections. Is that the real problem? Because I don't understand why a political party that represents the national interest would be supportive of Rohingyas.
No. It's not the special intensive revision, but it's exclusionary practice by the ECI, and the ECI is dead to all sense of shame when it says to the different representatives of different political parties that we are new election commission. Is this the sign of new India? When somebody is not given due hearing, and in only 75 years, you are using the term Shuddhikaran, purification of the voters list. Do the OBC, SC, ST and minorities need be cleansed? So here we are not in favor of any invalid voters who intend to cast their votes. But if any valid voter is deprived of their right to cast votes, this is blot on our democracy. And this is happening. The ECI is using illogical, impractical, and irrational practices. And that is why we are opposing it. We have not learned the lessons of democracy from Abraham Lincoln. We belong to the soil of Bihar, where Lichavi Ganarajya existed. And we know very well how to defend, protect, and preserve adult
So you're talking about Abraham Lincoln? Sir, do you have a white complex? Because I don't. I'm proud of my own democracy and my own democratic.
But it is clear sign
tradition
that there is an immoral internal alliance between ECI and the current government.
Okay, so let me ask you, sir. You say there is an immoral alliance. The same SSR willy-nilly happened in 4 assembly election states. Did it not happen, sir, in 2024? Yes or no?
We have serious objection.
No, I'm asking you. Did it happen or did it not happen?
How can you do it?
Did it happen or did it not happen?
The 25th
Jigyasu Sahab, I'm asking you a simple question. Did not the Election Commission conduct a similar exercise in 4 states that saw assembly elections? And if there was a understanding between the Election Commission and the BJP at the center, how is it that the BJP ended up losing 2 of those state elections, including Jammu and Kashmir and Jharkhand? No, one second, sir. You're not Jigyasu.
What you're saying is
no, one second. You're not Jigyasu. You might be Jigyasa, but you're not Jigyasu, so you just keep quiet for 30 seconds. I'll come to you in just a minute.
No, everyone is
Hindi
giving
not that
certificate
bad
in this regime.
Okay, but just a minute.
The 4th state has been turned into real estate.
No, sir, please,
that is reflected from what you are saying.
Please. You know, sir, I have watched you debate on several other channels. You never back up your rhetoric with fact. You said, and let me say this to you, viewers. He said that there are many people who've been excluded. But 1.5 lakh booth level agents of political parties and the district presidents of these political parties are assisting the election commission. They are silent. Like they were silent, viewers, in Maharashtra. And I'll give you the statistics. You see, I always come prepared for these debates, viewers. In Maharashtra, Rahul Gandhi has been saying, one second, sir, let me just give the facts because I don't talk in the air. You see, that's why, sir, it is very difficult for you to punch holes. Now, let me tell you, viewers. No, one second. Let me tell you. Viewers, this is a fact. In Maharashtra, the draft electoral roll was received by the Indian National Congress for inviting claims and objections. And there are all the dates for all the Maharashtra constituencies. There is another column. And it says appeals filed with DM against the decision of EROs under Section 24A of the RP Act 1950. Viewers, you know how many appeals were filed? 89. Out of which, viewers, in Satara, 79 of these appeals were filed. And in every other constituency, barring one, 0 appeals were filed, viewers. 0. So, the election agents of these political parties are very happy with what the election commission does, but their bosses are not. What does it tell you?
No.
The people on the ground are not.
Against the reality.
No, this is a fact. You come out and contradict this fact. No, it's a fact. Let me also tell you, viewers, and I'm not going to hog anyone's space here, but I just want to say, no, one second. Let me say another fact, viewers. In the Maharashtra Assembly elections, in the places, in the constituencies where the maximum number of voters were added, viewers, a majority of those seats were won by the Congress or its allies. ये कैसी fixing है? That actually doesn't help the BJP but helps the opposition. This is bizarre. Anyhow, let Shahzad Poonawala respond.
Have you followed the hearing of the...
May I respond to Mr. Jigyasu?
Yeah.
First of all, you see, I don't know why you're begrudging them invoking Abraham Lincoln. Lalu Prasad Yadav is apparently Nelson Mandela and Bhagat Singh rolled in together as per Kanhaiya
Yes,
Kumar.
he is Nelson Mandela.
Yes, we know he is. Yes, Bhagat Singh got convicted for corruption. Now, Jigyasu, chup karasu.
The subaltern
Chup to karasu. Chup karasu. Jigyasu, aap bolasu, hum sunasu. But now you are only bolasu and you are interruption.
My upbringing is not like that.
No, but sir, you speak in your turn.
This kind of expression.
Is this going to...
Totally
booth capturing के बाद time capturing होगा क्या मेरा? आनंद जी का 30 second मैं ले लूँगा.
Allow him to finish. You can rebut him. You can rebut him.
After booth capturing, there is time capturing. RJD is stealing my time.
And the feudal class
openly.
has never been
Mr.
in
Jigyasu,
favor of socialism or socialist party or the tradition.
Fair enough.
Sir, whether you like what a Muslim like me says or not.
You said a lot of things in a
Let me have my say.
Shahzad Poonawala didn't interrupt you.
You have not
Mr.
allowed
Jigyasu,
me
one
to
second.
put my views before your audience.
But
How
you
can
gave
I
all your
complete
views.
my
You
view?
gave 3.5 minutes of rhetoric.
No. There are so many questions. Endless questions.
Just one second. Look, I can't accept this. Listen to Shahzad Poonawala, respond to him. This is a debate between the two of you.
No,
I don't get into it.
Allow him to
what?
rename.
Let him finish. Let him make his
I
points.
have my own name.
Okay, I'll have to, sir.
My father and my teacher has given.
Yeah, okay. He's not made a fool of your name.
Why
He's
is he
not
making
rubbished your name. He's
fun
just
of my name?
He's not making any fun of your
No,
name.
he's
I'll
talking
answer it, but
rubbish.
Rahul, you have to know this is becoming indisciplined.
Let him finish.
Total. He is following what
Okay.
what
I'm going to lower your
Prime Minister
fader,
of this
Mr.
country has
Jigyasu.
been doing since 11 years.
I will have to lower your fader, Mr. Jigyasu. Allow him to make his points. You can respond to him. Don't waste time.
Rahul, I need no lectures from a party which calls the media Sutra as Mutra, which calls the election commission as cancer, and which says that they are comparable to Bhagat Singh. So I don't need lectures from such random people. Secondly, we saw the democracy. Anand Ranganathan is here. He will tell you that once upon a time the RJD took a Osama bin Laden lookalike for campaigning. We have seen booth capturing taking place in 1989, and guess who opposed that? It was the Congress party and the NSUI that said that the booth capturing of RJD has to be stopped. We have also seen the time in which the Congress, they are speaking about minority and Valmiki votes. Valmikis were not allowed to vote till 2019 in Jammu Kashmir. After a rule of 370, they were allowed to. Sanjay Raut of Uddhav Sena says that minorities, Muslims should not be allowed to vote. They are in alliance with them. Now today, let's come to the topic especially. The topic today is that look, good SIR and bad SIR exists. The good SIR took place in 2003. It took place in 30 days. At that time only 3 documents were allowed. Today when the SIR has not been stopped by the Supreme Court, 11 documents are allowed. Today it has been conducted in the same 30-day period. 95 to 96% people have enrolled and given their forms back. At that time they are finding a problem. But these are the people who put Bahari above Bihari, they put Imarat-e-Sharia above Samvidhan. And therefore you can see today that they want that the votes of the Rohingyas should be there, dead voters should be there, people who should have 2 votes should be there. Now I have just 2 or 3 questions and I am ending. Rahul Gandhi says, and Rahul Gandhi is the Pinocchio of Indian politics, he says black and white I have the evidence of Karnataka. Sir, if he has black and white evidence, like he had in Maharashtra, 1 crore voters, 70 lakh voters, 39 lakh voters, I challenge Rahul Gandhi and Nikhil Jain. Instead of saying all this on TV, go to the Karnataka Assembly, dissolve it, ask our Chief Minister to go to Supreme Court and say let there be a Supreme Court monitored election in Karnataka. Point 1. Point number 2, this is not about EC. It is about CC, conditional commitment. If I win the election, election commission is good, SIR is good. If I lose the election or lose a court case, the judiciary is bad. This is about EMI, emergency Mansikta, entitled Mansikta of Indira's grandson. And therefore these Nawabs of Parivarvad keep doing this kind of, I will boycott the elections, they will boycott TV channels, they will boycott parliament, they will boycott election commission, they will boycott any non-Parivar Tantra, Samvidhan Tantra institutions. I just have one question, why not provide the Karnataka proof to Supreme Court? Next hearing, will Nikhil Jain, who is a lawyer I am told, go and argue the Karnataka case? I challenge him if they will put the entire evidence in front of the Supreme Court.
Okay. Quick one. Quick response, Mr. Jigyasu, and I want to open this up.
No. The Election Commission is not following what suggestion from the Supreme Court came. Supreme Court clearly advised the Election Commission that you should consider Aadhaar card, you should consider voter card, and to avoid duplicity. Earlier,
but sir, Aadhaar card has been opposed by the Congress as a proof of citizenship. Is it not true that the Congress itself has opposed? There it is.
1 second. They forget using it as a... Now sir, Mr. Jigyasu, you made a small point. Let me give the counter to that point in 10 seconds. Jigyasu ji, please 10 seconds. Thank you.
Look, this is it. EC has settled the Aadhaar debate. Yeah.
Rahul, forget as the proof of citizenship, they were not even willing to link the Aadhaar with voter ID.
Voter ID.
This is a matter in court. Is a bigger thing.
This is a matter in court. Now look at the way they changed the goalpost. Viewers, the Aadhaar is an entitlement card. It is not a citizen. It is not a citizen.
It's not even a residence.
It is not a proof of citizen.
In democracy,
it is not. Sir, let me speak.
Vote is invaluable.
No, you've changed the goalpost now. I want you to tell me, did Congress oppose? Did Congress say, no, RJD, Mr. Jigyasu, Mr. Jigyasu,
merely 1 vote.
I don't care. Mr. Jigyasu, 1 minute, just one minute. Mr. Jigyasu, did Mr. Jigyasu, okay, I have to lower your fader. You're not listening to me. You are not interested in the facts. You're interested in rhetoric, and this is very, very unreasonable of you. So now listen to me, Mr. Jigyasu. You made the point that Aadhaar card is not being considered. When you know yourself that the Congress and everybody has objected to the Aadhaar being a proof of citizenship.
The apex court of this country has advised the Election Commission to consider
let me just open this up. Dr. Ranganathan, why don't you come in on this? Because there are several misleading assertions that are being made tonight.
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I'm afraid of the evidence.
The masses of Bihar.
Yes, sir.
Let him speak. Okay, I'm going to lower your fade. I'm counting till 3. 1, 2, 3. Done. Okay.
Thank you, Rahul. No, it's not just lying that I have heard over the last 15 minutes. It is industrial scale lying, which reminds me of Rahul Gandhi. And it's a simple question. As the adage goes, "Laaton ki bhoot baaton se nahi mante." It's been 2 years, Rahul, I ask you. Have you heard Rahul Gandhi utter that Supreme Court said Chaukidar chor hai? No. You know why? Because the Supreme Court pulled him up. He had to grovel before the Supreme Court and apologize. Now,
what's the relevance?
Otherwise, you take my time. This is the...
Let Nikhil, please don't interrupt. Please, let's do this because we have limited time and 6 speakers. Now, either you don't, if I don't come to you, then you'll sulk. So let him finish his point. I'll give everyone an introductory option and then we can have a more substantive pointed debate. But let him finish, please. Yes, Dr.
Thank
Ranganath.
you. You're a very dear friend, and trust me, you will get a chance to embarrass yourself. Please just wait for your turn. Now, you know why Rahul Gandhi did not say for 2 years those words that lie? Because Supreme Court pulled him up. And he keeps on slandering and abusing the election commission, which is devastating for every Indian elector, for everyone who's a voter, because he is casting doubt and aspersions on the way democratically held elections are conducted in this country. Now, I don't know why the EC doesn't have the guts like the Supreme Court did to call out his lie, take him, sue him. But be that as it may, to all those who say they are going to boycott these polls because the election commission is being a stooge, why don't they ask all their sitting MLAs and MPs to resign then? Because all their election have also been held by the EC. Worse, through EVMs that they say are doctored. Look, the intensive revision being carried out in Bihar and almost completed, Rahul, is not only important, it has turned out to be vital. And my only grouse is that such exercises from now on should be conducted 6 months before every election. And let me explain why. 56 lakh erstwhile voters have been deleted. Anyone who says we won't allow, and there are some on the panel who are saying we won't allow even one eligible voter to miss out on voting in this election, I ask them, how are you comfortable with potentially 56 lakh proxy voters voting in this election? उसमें फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है, लेकिन एक वोटर कैरो मिस हो जाए तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी. ये हिपोक्रेसी कहां से लाते हो आप? The issue is the entire voting population has already been provided the requisite form.
Yes.
90% of the forms have already been submitted.
97%.
Are helping out. Remember, 2/3 of the voting population was already made eligible because of their presence in the 2003 SIR. The findings of the current SIR, Rahul, are mind-boggling. The fact of the matter is, had SIR not been conducted, millions would have voted by proxy through these conduits. 56 lakh of them. How would that have been free and fair? And by the way, in 2002-2003, intensive revision was carried out in 27 states, many of which had elections soon after, but no one complained. Recently, 22 lakh voters were deleted from Telangana, with 5 lakh deleted from Owaisi's constituency, Hyderabad, that he won, by the way. No one complained. 1 lakh voters were deleted from Bengal. No outrage. 3 lakh voters were added in Kerala. Not a whimper. But here in Bihar, we will boycott the election.
We will boycott.
The time has come for EC to sue the pants of these people.
Well,
that's the only way for them to make a list.
Well, viewers, let's bring in Nikhil Jain now. Nikhil Jain, and also, of course, we have Mr. Muni. One second, Mr. Jigyasu. One second. So, 1 second, please. Nikhil Jain, I have to ask you this question. 1.5 lakh BLAs that are leaders of these political parties themselves are out there, they're agents, and they're helping the EC. They are silent. If they are silent, what is the problem? I can't understand. They are the ones who have to raise the objections. They are not filing. Show me one instance where an appeal has been filed through the legitimate process.
Rahul, so you want to keep the debate to facts, so let me keep the debates to facts.
Okay.
Yeah, it may be a fact that I don't know, first of all, whether the BLAs at the ground level have filed any objections with the DMs or not.
You don't know.
But even if, can I, Rahul, you
Then
have
what
to
facts
let
are you
me
bringing to the
complete.
table?
You can't interject me on the very first sentence and
Okay,
then expect
go ahead,
it to
sir,
be
go ahead.
a fair debate.
I'll note it.
The BJP has over 52,000 registered BLAs in the state of Bihar, and none of them had reported any complaints about illegal immigrants, as was the primary objective of this exercise, to root out illegal immigrants who are supposedly voting in the state of Bihar. Secondly, the elections that were conducted in 2024, out of which the BJP and the JDU got a hefty number of seats from the state of Bihar, those were conducted on the same voter list. Dr. Ranganathan makes a very important point that 6 months before every election, revision processes should be carried out. Guess what, my friend? They are carried out before every election, as was carried out before the Bihar state election in the state of Bihar in December 2024 and January 2025, and a final draft voter list was also prepared. That process is called the summary voter revision, which takes place before. Dr. Ranganathan, I only interjected with saying relevance. Let me make my point. You can't. No. You said that they should be conducted before every election. I'm saying they are conducted before.
SIR should be conducted. Please don't misquote me.
All right. Okay. That's not what he said, but all right, if that's what you want to be, it does. Summary revisions are conducted before every elections, as were conducted by by this very election commission in December 24 and January 25. How come they were not able to find these 18 lakh dead voters, 7.5 lakh duplicate voters, and 11,484 voters that they are supposedly not able to locate? So, and Rahul, you are completely right in saying that Aadhaar is not a proof of citizenship. The Congress Party has said it, the government of India has said it, everybody has said it. But you know what? In India, except the passport, no other single document is a proof of citizenship. Every other document is either an entitlement card or an identity card. Aadhaar is something which over probably 80 to 90% of the population in the country and over 90% of the population in the state of Bihar has. In the state of Bihar, only 2% people have the official citizenship proof, which is the passport. The 11 documents which the Election Commission is asking for the people of Bihar to submit, at least 60 to 70% people do not have those documents. Why do we have 97% forms being submitted? Because right now these forms are being accepted without any documents. It is on record. The Election Commission has itself said there are multiple investigative reports by India Today, by Indian Express, by other journalists, by Dainik Jagran. But let's forget the reports. Let's talk about what the Election Commission itself is saying. They are saying that you don't need to submit the documents right now. You can submit the documents later. I really can't understand. How can I submit the documents later if you're going to come out with the draft voter list on the 1st of August?
Okay,
Last
quick
point.
response.
You say within 30
Now,
days you have
may
to
I-
find out. You
may
have
I-
time to appeal. Do you
Anandji, please.
expect migrant laborers
Now,
working
Nikhil-
in Delhi as house workers to come to go
Okay,
to Bihar
quick
and
response.
appeal this within a month?
Now,
Quick
can I
response,
please
quick
respond?
response from
Can I,
Shadab
and Nikhil,
Kunal.
I have not interrupted you. I hope you will not take out any badala on me and you will hear me out patiently. Rahul, when voters are asked to be struck off from Telangana before the elections, 22 lakh voters, Madhya Pradesh Congress has 40 lakh voters, Rajasthan 45 lakh voters and so on and so forth. That is all secular striking off of the voters. In Telangana, Muslims are there in huge number in Hyderabad. That is secular exercise, bhai sahab. Okay. Secondly, Aadhaar. In 2003, Aadhaar was there or what? Then how did they make the people the voters in 2003? There was no Aadhaar. Forget whether they opposed in 2021. In 2021, they took a stand and they opposed. Now, whom do we have to believe? We have to believe Rahul Gandhi. Shri LOP Rahul Gandhi, who says 1 crore voters were added in Maharashtra. Then he says 70 lakh voters. Then he says 39 lakh voters. Then whatever is the figure he gives. Fine. Please, sir, I did not interrupt. Nikhil, I don't understand why you can't curb
One
your...
question.
No, no,
Shehzad, one
you
question.
speak after when your turn is there.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to yield. Third, lastly, Mr. Jigyasu said Apex Court has advised that use Aadhaar card. Apex Court has advised that convicted people should not be in politics. And 5 times then the court has convicted somebody. Do you know the name of that gentleman? It is modern day Bhagat Singh,
Have
Lalu
you heard
Prasad
of
Yadav.
Talipar?
Haan, these
Have you
people will
heard
accept,
of
they are
Talipar?
saying. Now Apex, sir, 1 second, sir. Can you please hold on for your
person
turn?
who was
Can you please
accused
hold on for your
of-
turn?
Okay, two
Can
wrongs
you
don't
please-
make a right in any case.
Now
Mr.
last
Jigyasu,
point.
1 minute, let me just bring
Last
it.
point,
Yeah,
sir.
okay,
Holding the
Last
office of
point
the
in a
Prime
lighter
Minister
vein,
of this
Rahul.
country.
Quick one,
Last
quick
point
one.
in a
What is
lighter
your
vein,
opinion
if
about
Mr.
them?
Jigyasu permits me.
These two gentlemen.
Forget the votes of other backwards and minorities. Today they are not allowing a Pappu Yadav to come onto the van.
they
तो
beat him
वहाँ पे तो space नहीं दे रहे.
Okay, no, just a minute, viewers. I want to bring in Professor Muni. Professor Muni, look.
But just 5 seconds, Rahul.
Yeah, okay. Make your point 5 seconds,
I give
and I'll
Anand
bring in
my 5
Professor Muni.
seconds.
Okay.
No, because, and I'm sure Nikhil will say for a change, I'm agreeing with him, but no, I always agree with whatever good points are brought out. So here, I do agree that the EC has to explain why, when the summary revision in Bihar was carried out and the list finalized as late as January 2025, why is it that the SIR has brought out 56 lakh
I'll tell you.
voters?
I
And
have the answer. I have
that
the
is why.
answer.
That is why I
Because-
say that
because-
SIR should be conducted in
That's
place
fine.
of summary revision
but
before
Dr.
every.
Ranganathan, there is a difference between the SIR and the SSR. And that distinction is that it's a more targeted exercise, more localized to a few districts. So about 8 or 9 districts were covered because that's where it was felt that there was a huge divergence
Summary
between...
revision is statewide.
1 second.
Summary
1 second.
revision is statewide.
Election
Yes,
Bihar
but it
was
can...
slipping.
Sir,
And
sir,
suddenly
in
it
Haryana... 1 minute. In Haryana, not
And
every
came up
district...
with the data.
Not... Excuse me, not every district
From a
was
bio-
covered, not every
non-biological-
constituency was
Sir,
covered.
summary
Entity.
revision covers
That
every
more than
single
a
booth
No,
in
no,
the
no,
state.
not,
18
not,
lakh
not,
people
no, no,
were
no.
dead.
Please go over your facts. Please go over your facts. Please look at the data that came out of the 3 or 4 states
Can
that
I
I
ask
mentioned.
one question?
No,
of
1
Nikhil?
second,
One
1 second.
logical question.
I am
One 10
talking
second
about
logical
the data
question.
of Bihar.
1 second.
With
10
the
seconds.
election commission has emerged.
Mr. Jigyasu, you are only being an interrupter, serial interrupter. Let me ask
No,
you.
no, no, no. You are disruptor and you are
Okay, 1
total
second.
disgrace
Viewers,
to the very
lower
culture of
everyone's
debate.
faders.
I
The
just have
point
one
is,
logical question,
I have
Nikhil.
one
10
logical
seconds.
question that I have to get to the professor and
Just
ask
10
because
seconds.
he's not
But-
had a word. Please.
But there are 3 people on that side also. Nikhil, 10 seconds. Nikhil, you have hired one lawyer 10 years ago based on the fact that he got a degree from certain law college. Now, last year you did the assessment that did the person have a degree and you found, no, he does not have the law degree he claimed to have. Will you still keep him as a lawyer? Will the court allow him to practice?
Okay.
जब पता चलेगा आप निकाल दोगे यार गलत
Okay,
है.
one second. Let me just bring in
Let me
the
answer.
professor. Let me bring in
Can I
professor.
answer?
Professor, I keep coming back to this point. And this is an important one. How is it that, let's take a look of the example of Maharashtra, where Rahul Gandhi claims that so many voters were added unnaturally. Of course, that claim is also wrong because there have been other revisions if the electoral roll viewers, and it is within a range, the number of voters that were added before the other assembly elections, within a 5% range. But I have to ask you, Professor Muni, how is it that when the electoral rolls are shared with the political parties before the election and there is a period that is given, no appeals were filed? If it was so
Now,
glaring.
appeals question. Now, of course, appeals question is very important, and I have also to make a point on appeals. But you know, many of you said, the media persons and Bharatiya Janata Party and their spokesperson sitting here, said that Bangladeshi and Rohingyas were in the SIR found. The Election Commission of India's 700-page affidavit submitted to the Honorable Supreme Court did not include any claims that foreign nationals from Bangladesh, Rohingya, or Myanmar or some other places were found in the SIR in Bihar. And then I want to ask the question, why the chief ministers of Bharatiya Janata Party and the spokespersons were rumor mongering and telling lie to the country when not a single... No, wait a minute. And now, substantiating that particular point of view, no BLO, block level officer of Bharatiya Janata Party, amongst thousands who are there in Bihar, complained on foreign voters in Bihar elections. And if you have the data, the hard fact, tell me, prove me wrong.
Professor Muni,
Share with me
Professor
form
Muni,
6, form 7,
Professor Muni,
form 8.
Professor Muni, let us compare apples with apples. Political parties, excuse me, political parties will say many things. Excuse me, political parties, hello, Mr. Professor Muni, political parties will claim many things. Rahul Gandhi claims he has proof in black and white. He wins an election. No, one second, he wins an election. He doesn't need to furnish the proof. Where he loses the election, he seems to have the proof.
Just 5 seconds, Rahul.
No, one second. So let me just say, don't go by rhetoric. I asked you a simple question. Why is it that, one second, sir. Why is it, sir, can I please ask you a question and please, Professor Muni, it is a very specific question.
Form 6, Form 7, Form 8 to be submitted from BLOs as complaint.
Okay, just a minute. Viewers, just a minute. An exercise, a complaint can only be lodged when there is hard data. The data has emerged now. There is a scrutiny of the rolls.
Okay, give me the
1 minute.
Court of
Now,
Election Commission.
Professor, you're not allowing me to speak. I'm giving the
Give me
procedure
the
to the
Court of
viewer.
Election
The
Commission,
fact of the
then
matter
only
is,
answer.
viewers, the fact of the matter is that whether it is Maharashtra or it is...
Silence from BJP.
Sir, whether it is Maharashtra or is it Bihar, the Election Commission takes the help of BLAs. And as of today, no BLA is complaining. Have you noticed any of these people giving me evidence that the BLAs are complaining? No. But the top leadership is. Because they see the writing on the wall, most probably. I don't know. Very quickly, Dr. Ranganathan and
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you. I need to make two very critical points. Number one, I completely stand with the Election Commission and the SIR that they've conducted, and I congratulate them for it. Had it not been conducted, 56 lakh bogus voters would have voted by proxy using them. Number one. But it has to be said that a list that was created as late as January 2025 through summary revision is not worth the paper it is written on, because that would have included these 56 lakh bogus voters.
Yes.
So from now on, I trust the Election Commission. Before every election, you must conduct only SIR.
Viewers, look at the way the narrative. I need to move on, viewers, because look at the way the narrative has been shifted. 3 weeks ago, when you were watching this show, they were objecting to this whole process, saying this is a backdoor NRC. And because, why were they calling it NRC? Because they said the EC is not within its rights to check for citizenship. So the EC then puts the facts, and the EC then quotes an article of the Constitution 326 that empowers the EC to scrutinize voter eligibility, including citizenship. And viewers, if these people, one second, don't shout, lower his fader. If viewers, Mr. Jain and his ilk and other lawyers are so loyally about this, they can move to the Supreme Court and sue the Election Commission for misleading the public by saying that you are not allowed under the Constitution to check for citizenship. Viewers, what kind of an exercise would it be if you're not allowed to check for citizenship? Citizenship entitles you to vote. A ration card doesn't. So viewers, you have to be checking for citizenship. Non-citizens nowhere in the world get a vote in any democracy. It's logical. And if it's logical, it must be right. Anyhow, viewers, I want to move on tonight because there's a very important story that is agitating a lot of people across the length and breadth of this country. It's unprecedented and shocking. It's a development that is unprecedented and shocking. Akhilesh Yadav, Samajwadi Supremo, has held a political meeting inside a mosque, a place of worship. Yes, inside a place of worship. This from the same opposition that accuses the BJP day in, day out of mixing religion with politics. Isn't this a complete travesty of the principle of separating church from state? Not if you ask Akhilesh Yadav, who has blithely defended the indefensible by suggesting that faith connects people. He says, and I quote him, faith connects people. We stand with any religion or faith that connects people, unquote, viewers. So because this faith connects people, he decided to have a political meeting inside a mosque, viewers. If faith connects people, then why did the India bloc, including Akhilesh Yadav, skip the January 2022-2024 inaugural of the Ram Mandir? Or why did it condemn UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath for taking a dip in the Mahakumbh? Aren't the Ram Temple and the Mahakumbh a celebration of faith? Don't they shake the spiritual aspirations of millions and millions of people and slake it? Don't they connect us to our civilizational heritage? There's no way of saying it. Secularism is a one-way street in India. And that's why Akhilesh Yadav can shun the mandir but embrace the masjid. For the record, here's what the India bloc has said about the Ram Mandir inauguration. And let me begin with Akhilesh Yadav right on top. He said, Lord Ram is equally everyone's. The BJP has no monopoly over a god, and hence the Samajwadi Party doesn't need its permission to worship Lord Ram. We will not be attending the inauguration of the Ram Mandir. We will go when Lord Ram beckons us, because this is a political project. These are his words, viewers. The Congress, echoing pretty much word for word, Lord Ram is worshipped by millions in our country. Religion is a personal matter. But the RSS BJP have made a political project of the temple in Ayodhya. They've mixed temple with politics. Sitaram Yechury, late CPM General Secretary, said if religion is used for political purposes, if the inauguration of the Ram Mandir is to be done by the Prime Minister, state is being identified with one particular religion, that is against the Indian Constitution, unquote, he said. It's unconstitutional. Will these political parties by the same yardstick today stand up and ask a question of Akhilesh Yadav like they were asking of India's Prime Minister and Yogi Adityanath, the UP Chief Minister? Will they throw the secular rule book at him? Imagine had the PM held a meeting inside the Ram Mandir, and a political meeting at that. Imagine the outrage. So why the silence now, viewers? Is religion in politics only wrong when it doesn't suit your narrative? Double standards don't just erode credibility, viewers. The fact is they insult the intelligence of every Indian. And that's why we are having this debate tonight, because we must be able to separate, once again, viewers, pernicious, divisive rhetoric from practice, which is morally upright. And I want to go straight across. Let me begin with Akashdeep Puni, the Congress, pro-Congress voice, and Atikur Rahman. Akashdeep Puni, when will Rahul Gandhi ask, when will the great Congress ecosystem ask Akhilesh Yadav why he was holding a meeting, a political meeting in a place of worship? Why is he not respecting the Constitution that makes a clear distinction between church and state? Why, sir? Why is he silent? Why is the Congress silent? Do you endorse this? Do you endorse this? Do you endorse this?
No, of course. Why? What's the problem?
What's the problem?
Devendra Fadnavis, Nitin Gadkari, and other MLAs and MPs attended coordination meeting at Smruti Mandir in Reshambagh, Nagpur. That was okay. BJP MLA Ram Babu led a political ceremony at a Ram Mandir in Bhubaneswar. That was okay. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat met Muslim cleric Omar Ahmad Ilyasi inside a Delhi mosque. That was okay. So what's the problem in this? You know what is the problem?
Let me
tell you what's the problem. BJP Minority Morcha President Jamal Siddiqui had objections in this Akhilesh Yadav meet, and his objections were and I'm quoting him, in the photo, Dimple Yadav is seen sitting in blouse, her back and stomach are visible. This goes okay. This is a statement of BJP leaders. This is a thought process. Shameless. Is anyone who is supporting this type of chauvinistic and misogynistic person, if today any opposition leader would have said this would have gone for debate for long. But today, because it's BJP person, he is going out. Now he also says that anti-national activities were going on here. What about NIA? What about RAW? What about our respected Ajit Doval, who has no information about this? Why cases are not slapped till now? If BJP has information of anti-national activities,
is your response this? Is your response this? Two wrongs make a right. Is that your response? Because it is not the BJP.
No,
1 minute. Let me just finish. Professor Muni, it is not the BJP that raised objections to the Prime Minister's participation in the inauguration of the Ram Mandir. It was the opposition led by Rahul Gandhi who said that the entire state is being completely, the line between church and state is being blurred by that activity. It was you who raised the issue. So I'm only saying, apply the same standards to yourself, but clearly I hear what about Yes, a quick response coming in. No, let Shahzad Poonawala come in. Nothing is wrong, he says.
In India, unfortunately, Nehruvian secularism has come to mean abuse the Hindus and appease the Muslims. And therefore, this is a party which has said that Ram Bhakto ko humne mara. This is a party which called Ram Mandir Bekar, which says Mathadish mafia hai, Sant Sadhu take money under the table. Their allies say Sanatan is bimari, malaria, AIDS and samapt kar dena chahiye. Now, this party, which never says anything about Maulvis and Madrasas, goes and does a political meeting in a masjid. Let me tell you the two problems. One, if political meetings in a masjid are kosher for Samajwadi Party wearing the red cap, then Prime Minister who believes in the Hindu faith can't go for Kumbh. Yogi who believes in the Hindu faith can't wear the saffron robe. There you are saying he should not wear because it's constitutional position. But you can do political meeting in the sanctity of a masjid. Is there SP office? Is the Maulana? Please sir, I did not interrupt you. Sir, I did not interrupt you. Please sir. Rahul, please allow me to complete. Rahul, please allow me to complete.
I'm lowering your fader, Professor. He never interrupted you. Give him the courtesy. Lower it. Yes.
Firstly, will the Mr. Imam Sahab of that masjid allow the BJP to conduct a political meeting? Secondly, these are the people who say hijab should be worn in the classroom. I am nobody to decide for the woman what should be worn. But in a religious place, whether it is a Sikh religious place, a Hindu religious place or a Muslim religious place, there is a sanctity of dress code for men and for women. You want hijab inside classroom, yet you want that the masjid sanctity should be not upheld and there the person should be without the covering of the head. I am not saying for a moment, this is the masjid's rule. Don't clap Mr. Muni. If you have any sense, ask Mr. Atikur Rahman that if a woman can enter the masjid without covering her head. You ask her brother.
Let's ask him. Let's ask her brother Atikur Rahman.
Ask her brother
Atikur Rahman respond. Atikur Rahman respond.
You ask him and if he says okay, I will change.
For your kind information, Mr. Shahzad, the hijab is for Muslim girls and women.
Are you allowing without covering of head inside the mosque? Yes or no?
It's her choice.
Are you allowing without covering of head? Without covering of head is allowed, yes or no?
Dimple Yadav is not a Muslim lady.
And she can come and do political meeting in the masjid.
Yes, because in the Prophet's time, the
political meetings were held in masjid.
For all discussions from Jews and Christians.
No, so hang on. So
but in a classroom, hijab should be worn.
He's actually given away the mentality here, viewers. He says during the Prophet's time, and God peace be upon the Prophet, etc., he said very clearly that we were allowed to conduct all sorts of temporal activities in a spiritual place. Because viewers, some people in this country refuse to accept that India is a secular state. They think that we are a theocracy. And that's the issue. That's the issue here, viewers.
May I add something?
You can't have
May I
this.
add
No,
something?
1 minute. If you object to the Prime Minister participating in the Ram Temple's inauguration, saying that it completely blurs the distinction between state and church, you can't be doing this. Either you be consistent and you say we welcome the Prime Minister for doing, and we will attend the Ram Mandir inauguration. You can't boycott that, saying, no, you see, this is the state mixing up with religion. But then you justify your, that's why I was saying secularism is a one-way street. Dr. Ranganathan, what do you make of these responses? They've completely walked into the trap.
Not only that, Rahul, I think the day is not very far off when the church would be our state or the mosque would be our state, the way we are going, the way we are on this road to appeasement. But I want to say a couple of points out here. Number one, yes, Atikur Rahman Saab is yet again right when he says that the order by Allah, I think 2431 is the verse, and there is another verse, is only for believing women or women who are married to believers, that they are to cover themselves, and there is a very particular way by which they are allowed to cover themselves. It's not for non-believing women. Be that as it may, I want to ask all the panelists out here, and especially through you, millions of people, you had the Sabrimala judgment, which was perceived discrimination, right? And there the Supreme Court ordered that women or menstruating women of a particular age be allowed to visit the temple because they were being discriminated against. In 2018, round about the same time, the Jama Masjid in Pune, women were explicitly barred from entering the mosque. In fact, Yasmin, a lady, and her husband have taken the case, I think, if I'm not mistaken, to the High Court and the Supreme Court. So, Catholic women cannot be ordained as priests. Many mosques do not allow, explicitly ban women from entering. But when it comes to Hinduism, we must reform Hinduism, even though it is perceived discrimination because there are many temples where men are not allowed. And the fact of the irony of the matter is, this is Samajwadi Party saying that, oh, we are secular. The fact is, when they were opposing the removal of places of worship act, saying it goes against the constitution, ironically, Rahul, as you know, and you in fact conducted a debate on it, they were the first party to actively violate it. They banned the Vyas Parivar from conducting puja, which was in grave violation of the Place of Worship Act. So on one hand, they violate these quote-unquote elements of secularism.
Yes.
And on the other hand, they portray that we are being secular because we are following the rules that are prescribed for conducting, for example,
here's my question.
the mosque.
And Dr. Ranganathan, let me ask you this question before I bring in the Islamic scholar Atikur Rahman Saab. You see, if it's okay to conduct political affairs in places of religion, then should we not have the Vande Mataram sung in full in schools, or the Gita, or should we not have the yoga in schools, or the Hanuman Chalisa's rendition in all the schools? I'm asking you this question, Dr. Ranganathan, or am I comparing the wrong things here?
You are not, but earlier for years, I was for removing discrimination against Hindus, but now I know it would not be removed. So now I am for putting discrimination on non-Hindus like they are being put against Hindus.
Okay.
So I am for the state controlling the mosques. I want the state to control the mosques.
So there you go. Let me just ask Atikur Rahman Sahab, okay, if this is not a problem, then should the Prime Minister start conducting his cabinet meetings in the precincts of the Ayodhya Ram Temple?
No.
No.
Rahul, I would have objected to Mr. Akhilesh Yadav going to the Parliament mosque. Please allow me to complete.
Yeah, of course.
I would have objected to him if he was in a constitutional position.
Oh,
Okay.
Here,
He's
the
a member
Honorable
of Parliament.
Prime
He
Minister
swears on the
said,
Constitution to
complete.
uphold the secular
I will
character.
not take
Do you
more
not
than
know
30
this?
Seconds, Rahul.
He's a member of Parliament, sir.
More than 30 seconds.
Oh my
Please
God.
allow me to complete. Thank you. The Prime Minister, Honorable, has, set the ball rolling when he himself and the past, Chief Justice of India, violating the constitutional principle of separation of powers, participated in a Ganesh Puja. The Prime Minister himself, being in a constitutional position, has taken part in this. And how can we object to Akhilesh, who is not duty bound? He is not under oath around.
Okay.
The Prime Minister
Viewers,
has used
One second. I'll just tell you what the oath of office is. Now, viewers, when you become a member of parliament, Article 99 of the Indian Constitution requires every member of parliament before taking their seat to make an oath or affirmation as per the format of the third schedule. The oath is administered by the president or a person appointed by the president. The wording is, viewers, the oath or affirmation includes a pledge to bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution. So as a member of parliament, what are you doing? You are pledging to uphold the tenets of the Constitution.
Just one line.
Does the Constitution say that you can mix state?
Just one line. By the way, there's nothing that Constitution bars any office holder of a Constitution to practice his own religion. In fact, it's covered under the constitutional right to practice a religion. But MP, by the way, Mr. Atikur Rahman, is a constitutionally created position. It's not a position created in just law. It is a constitutional
They had
position.
a problem, my dear
but
friend.
It is a bigger... One second, sir. One second. Don't interrupt. But to go and do the politics inside a mosque, in fact, that is against the principle of your taught secularism. You have said so long that secularism means
this same tribe
should be away.
Mr. Poonawala and Mr. Atikur Rahman and Dr. Ranganathan and Professor Muni, these are the same people who said that ISRO chief, by conducting a prayer before sending off one of our most famous rockets to land on the moon, viewers, had blurred and desecrated the principles of secularism. These are the same folks. And look at how they completely, viewers, close the ranks behind each other. As I told you, secularism is a one-way street in this country. That's what it is, and they have proven me right. Isn't it, Atikur Rahman? Why did you have a problem with the ISRO chief? Was he a constitutional post holder, if I go by your definition?
The Prime Minister of India can go to a
Prime Minister. Okay. Dr. Ranganathan. You see, the same rule doesn't apply to another member of parliament. Even the Prime Minister is actually a member of parliament to begin with first.
So
he can't hold on to his office if he's not a member of parliament. Let me tell you, from either of the house he has to be. They found a seat from Manmohan Singh from a place that he'd never been to in a long time.
The visit by the Prime Minister to the Bora Mosque was wrong or right?
He didn't go there to do politics,
Sir,
my friend, and that was not a mosque. That is a mosque of historical
They had a
significance.
problem with the former Chief Justice of India. They had a problem with the former Chief Justice of India, but they don't have a problem with a member of parliament. Very quickly, Dr. Ranganathan, 10 seconds and I need to move on. Yes.
As I said, India should be a secular state. I want India to be a secular state, but is it a secular state? No. And these people will never allow it to be a secular state.
So Shahzad Poonawala, they are asking you, then why did the Prime Minister go? Did he make a mistake?
The Prime Minister went
Explain to the viewer.
The Prime Minister went to mosques which are of historical significance, not mosques where namaz is being said. This is a mosque where namaz is being said, and therefore a mosque which is an active namaz, a mosque of ibadat, should not become a place of siyasat. That is the problem. A place of ibadat is becoming place of siyasat.
Okay, lame argument. Viewers, I leave it at this. But I think we've been able to expose the hypocrisy here through and through. Palki Sharma coming up with the Vantage.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
16-hour debate on Operation Sindoor has been scheduled for next week in the Parliament. This was announced by the Business Advisory Committee after strong demands from the opposition. But Rahul Gandhi continues to question Prime Minister Modi on his silence, particularly on the mediation that has been claimed as coming from America, as has been made in several claims by the President of the United States.
बहुत बड़े प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो हम डिस्कस करना चाहते हैं. डिफेंस के प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, डिफेंस इंडस्ट्री के प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. हालात अच्छी नहीं है, पूरा देश जानता है. जो अपने आप को देशभक्त कहते हैं वो भग गए, राइट? प्राइम मिनिस्टर एक स्टेटमेंट नहीं दे पा रहे हैं। ट्रंप ने कितनी बार बोला है? 25 बार बोला है। ट्रंप ने 25 बार बोला है कि मैंने सीज फायर करवाया। ट्रंप कौन होता है सीज फायर कराने का? उसका काम थोड़ी है। मगर प्रधानमंत्री ने एक बार जवाब नहीं दिया। सच्चाई है, छुप नहीं सकते।
Take this across to my colleague Pallavi. Pallavi, finally a 16-hour discussion that has been announced. This is what is coming out of the BAC. But Rahul Gandhi is steadfast in crying foul. This time he's going after the Prime Minister. He is also talking about the several announcements that have come in on part of US President Donald Trump on having made that attempt to mediate between India and Pakistan. Which way do you see this headed, Pallavi?
So during the Operation Sindoor discussion, first in Rajya Sabha on Tuesday for 16 hours and most likely before that in Lok Sabha for around 16 hours itself, I think the focus of the opposition parties will be one. Why is it that constantly the American president keeps on staking claim as far as brokering a ceasefire is concerned, and we want the Prime Minister to respond to it. So far, no clarity coming in from the government whether the Prime Minister will be able to be present there or whether he is actually going to be responding. So that is one point over here. The second point that they are raising is that where are the terrorists? Where are they missing? Why have they not yet been nabbed? This is going to be the frontal attack coming in from the opposition towards the government. The government, of course, has said that it's an ongoing operation. There's a sensitivity matter involved. And it's not the first time really here. Every time the government has made it clear that there's no question of the ceasefire being brokered by America. This is something which Pakistan wanted. We gave it to them. In fact, the DGMO called up pre-lunch. We could not take that call. We spoke to them post-lunch, and that is why we conceded to the demands, but they are on a wait and watch. Both the sides clearly will not accept each other's debate, but finally, next week is when you're going to see the discussion take place on post-Operation Sindoor developments.
The fact that it has been decided that this debate is going to happen, it is going to continue through these several hours. By that time, I believe the Prime Minister is also going to get back. Would we see and can we expect the Prime Minister to speak on the floor of the House? And that question, I'd like to take this to Arunima, who's also with us on the broadcast. Arunima, if you could have heard that question.
So as far as the Prime Minister, I beg your pardon, Prime Minister responding to opposition is concerned, that is one demand from the Congress party on which they have been unflinching. So far, the indications from the government is that Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh is going to respond to the debate on Operation Sindoor. That is what, we got an indication when he actually stood up in Lok Sabha also on day one of the monsoon session, and also made that point that I am willing, all government is willing to look at all your demands and discuss everything, let the House function. Prime Minister coming and answering the Congress is demanding, because they say this is the precedent. When 1962 war happened, it was Jawaharlal Nehru who took the House into confidence. Indira Gandhi did the same after 1971 when Bangladesh was created. And Atal Bihari Vajpayee, a Prime Minister who belonged to Bharatiya Janata Party, he too spoke up when Kargil happened. So why should there be a departure from convention is what the Congress is saying. But the government so far, every time there has been a demand that the Prime Minister speaks out, their stance has been that Prime Minister will speak when he has to, but it will not be by using the adjournment motion as a blackmail tool by the opposition. You can't really force the Prime Minister to act on your whims and fancies, because when he speaks up, you do not show him the courtesy of sitting down and listening to everything that he has to say.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
16-hour debate on Operation Sindoor has been...
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. Donald Trump just can't help himself. He's meddling again in the India-Pakistan equation because